Hi, Sea Loves. I am Simply Jordan, and welcome to this video. Today, I'm giving you more green to be seen in. Yes, honey. But let's take a minute to appreciate these lashes real quick, because these are real big girl lashes. For real, you know, they say go big or go home. And guess where I'm at? I'm at the house, but that's not the point. These lashes are from Billion Dollar Lashes in the style Ari. I am here for how long and fluffy and just they are just everything. I ordered these and got them in like less than 2 days. Shout out to y'all for that shipping. But I said already that green is a very intimidating color for me. And the fact that I have done 2 looks now, 2, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do this from y'all. I'm patting myself on the back from y'all though. So thank you for being here and appreciating my bravery. I feel your love. But anyway, if you like this look, which I do, of course, I had to throw some glitter in there. I mean, y'all know the deal by now. But if you liked how this came out, continue to watch. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Tell me what you're doing for St. Patty's Day, if anything, or let me know any other looks that you may want to see from me. I may start singing on here. There's a cover that you may want to hear me sing. We can work on that too. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Hi, it's me. Just fixing my shirt here before we get started, and let's do this. This is the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil in the color Java. Just making the shape of my brow that I want. I have pretty full brows, so I don't have to do a lot. Thanks, Dad, for that. Once I get that brow shape that I want, I don't go all the way in on the top because I feel like it helps it look a little less boxy. I take that pencil and do upward flicking motions towards the beginning, and as I get to the center and the tail end of my brow, I do more elongated strokes with a little more pressure to just kind of fill in those sparse areas. And once I get that filled in the way that I like it, I take the back end of that pencil, which just so happens to be a spoolie, and just distributing that product through my brow a little more. And now I am taking the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This is in the shade C12.5 with a flat, I think it's originally a shader brush. I got it from a set on Amazon, and I'm using that just to clean up my brows. Just making it a little more clean, a little more crisp. Taking that concealer down a little bit onto my lid, doing the same thing on the top. The color is a bit lighter than my skin tone, not super bright because we left halo brows in like 2015 and we're going to leave them right there. And once I get that all set the way that I want to, I'm going to take the Morphe M173 brush and just blend that concealer out all over my brows and slightly onto my lid. And now I am taking Makeup Revolution's Conceal and Define Concealer, and this is in the shade C12, and I'm using it as a base for my eyeshadow. I'm just taking that same Morphe M173 brush and blending that concealer out. I didn't want to use a sponge because I want to keep a lot of that color and pigmentation on my lid, so I'm taking that same brush and blending that out a little bit up into my crease and down into my lid so we can get ready for these shadows. And here we are. Let's get into this green. This is the James Charles palette by Morphe, and this is the shade Daddy. And I am taking that on a Morphe, of course, M503 blending brush. I want that color to be really, really pigmented. I want it to be vivid. So I'm packing it by tapping the color on first and then doing kind of small swirling motions to blend it out. So I'm going back and forth between those two methods to blend and pack it on at the same time. Now, because I'm doing a cut crease, I'm bringing that color up a little higher onto my crease than I usually would because I want that color to show. I don't want to lose that once I cut the crease. And then once I get that all set, I'm taking a Morphe 504 brush and the color Social Blade from that same James Charles palette and blending those two colors together, just to make it a nice kind of gradient going up into my brow. Now, for this cut crease. This is Makeup Revolution's Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C1. With this very flat concealer brush, I am just making that shape. Please listen to me, honeys. Take your time cutting your crease. It's a lot easier to cut too low and then bring it up if you need to than cutting too high and then trying to make some stuff work or even starting over. Once I got that shape that I want, believe me, I'm taking my time. That's when I started bringing down to my lid. Once I got that all set, I didn't bring it all the way over because I'm gonna bring that daddy color down anyway. Of course, I did the same thing to the other side, making sure it's all nice and even. And once I got that all set, I took the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette in the shade Tempera, I think is what it's called. It's kind of a slightly shimmered champagne kind of just flat shadow, and I want to keep my lid fairly bright. So I'm just taking that color and packing it all over my lid. This brush just comes in the palette, so I just took that and used it to put that color down. And now I'm going back into Daddy, like I said, and just bringing that onto my lid. I'm going at a pretty decent slant because what you'll see in a minute, I'm going to take a smaller Define brush. I'm going to take that green and turn it into pretty much a liner. Alright, so this is a small detailed angle brush that I'm using to create an eyeliner, typically with that green shadow, bringing it really close to my lash line and curving it up into that cut crease. Because I'm putting a glitter liner down, I want those edges around the cut crease to be really sharp, so I want that color to be really, really vivid. So I'm just taking my time placing that color all the way around, making sure that it's nice and clean. Both sides are good. And now I'm taking the NYX glitter primer and an angled eyeliner brush and just outlining that cut crease so I can place that glitter down. I don't want it too much on the green or too much on the white, so I'm being pretty, particular about where I place that primer. And now for the glitter. This is the NYX Face and Body Glitter Brilliance in just good old gold. I'm taking another clean angled detail brush and just tapping that glitter right on top of that primer that I set down. I love that primer because it's not super sticky and it doesn't irritate my eyes like a clear lash glue would. And speaking of lashes, hello darling. Shout out again to $1 Billion lashes. They are just so bomb. These are in the style Ari. Nice and long and not irritating. Like, sometimes long lashes can be a bit much, but there they are. And I'm taking my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer and just rubbing that all over my big face. Just getting that nice and pushed in. And now this is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic foundation in the color Burkina. It's a bit warm for me, so I put it on the perimeter of my face. I put it everywhere, but I tried another color that I like a lot too, so I just decided to keep this and keep that around the perimeter. And in the center of my face, I'm taking the I Am Magic foundation in Kampala. And now that I have that all laid down, I'm taking a brush again, another set that I got from Amazon. Please don't sleep on Amazon brushes because they are really, really good and inexpensive. But I'm just taking a kind of slanted buffing foundation brush and just blending those two colors together. It is a very full coverage foundation. I probably didn't need as much as I have on my face, but whatever, don't judge me. I'm just blending that out all the way up into my hairline, around my chin. Just making sure that's all blended. I don't put a lot of foundation on my nose, so I just take whatever's on my brush and put that down my nose because that's where I get particularly oily. And again, back to my love, the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the color C12, and just putting that in the center of my face, focusing a lot of that color right underneath my eyes and down the side of my nose. I'm going to take that underneath my nose onto my top lip, of course, all the centers of my face. Then I'm taking the color 12.5 and just using it as a transition between the brightness of my concealer and my foundation. And now I'm taking a damp Real Technique sponge and just blending that concealer out. Like, look at that concealer. It's so bomb. I do let my concealer sit for about 10-15 seconds to dry down a little bit to keep that same full coverage, and I'm just blending that all the way out under my eyes, on my chin, down my nose, of course, just everywhere I put it. I'm just taking that sponge and blending that out. I did want to add a little bit more light underneath the center of my eyes, so I took a little bit more of that concealer. I just added a little more and just wanted to blend that out with that same sponge to bring a little bit more light and brightness to the center of my face. I feel like it just needed a little bit more zhuzh, so that's what I did. Just blend it out with that sponge, making sure it's nice and seamless. And now to set. This is my tried and true, the Maybelline New York Fit Me Loose finishing powders in medium deep 30. I have yet to find another powder to top this one, and I'm just taking that same damn sponge and just using a flat end of it to set everywhere I put that concealer. I do get kind of oily around my nose, so that's why I have so much powder there. But I'm gonna take, this is actually a Ulta Beauty's finishing powder. It's actually really nice. It's a finishing powder, and I am using the color Tan to Deep Warm and just setting the rest of my face, brushing off a little bit of that extra powder that may be underneath my eyes, and just setting my whole face again with brushes from Amazon. This powder brush and the one I'm about to use, this one right here, Amazon, don't sleep. Now to bronze my face, again, another tried and true for me. This is a loose powder, but it's the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in Dark 40. I'm not much of a contour person, but I do like adding a little warmth and a little more definition to my face. So I like using this powder with a angled powder brush and just bringing that shape back to my face. And then I'm using a smaller angled blending brush that you will use for your eyes to contour, quote unquote, my nose, bringing it up a little bit into my eyebrows. But now I'm taking, this is actually a new setting spray from Morphe. This is their Luminous setting spray. It smells really, really good. It has coconut water and apple extract. I don't know the word, but it has that stuff in it. It has it smelling real nice, got my skin looking real good. And then I'm taking that same small angle brush and taking Daddy and running that along my lower lash line, just blending that out so I can give it a slightly smoky look. And doing that same thing, of course, to the other side. Once I have that to my liking, I'm going to take Social Blade on a regular eyeshadow packing brush and just blending those two colors together because I don't want to be super harsh along that bottom lash line. So I'm just taking that and just kind of blending that down a little bit. What does she do now? What does she do now? She glows. This is the MAC. This is an old favorite of mine. The MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and Gold Deposit. I haven't reached for her in a minute, so I figured what can she bring for me today? She can bring me something, and that is what she did. And I'm putting that on the high points of my face, on my cheekbones, on my nose, down the bridge of my nose. I just started highlighting my nostrils. I saw someone on Instagram do that, and I thought it was really cute. And so I wanted to try it and I actually really like how it looks. So of course it's going on my cute bow, a little bit on my chin, right above my brows a little bit. You know, I love a good glow. I want to beam into outer space. So that's what's happening here. And now for my blush, I'm actually taking a eyeshadow palette from Juvia's Place, the Warrior 2 palette in Dara, and use that as my blush. These colors are so pretty. I've used it, of course, as eyeshadow, but I love these colors as my blush. And once I have that all set, this is a Ulta Beauty mascara. This is the New Heights Lifting Mascara, and I love the brush on it because it's so small. It really gets my lower lash line, and even when I don't wear lashes, I use it on the top, and it really just gives me a good lift and a nice coat to my lashes. Oh, these oh my gosh, these liquid lips. These are the Dose of Color matte liquid lips. This is my all-time favorite matte nude lip combo. That's cork that I put on the outer side of my lip. And now I'm taking the same Dose of Colors brand and taking Knock on Wood and putting it in the center of my lip. And those two colors together just make the just perfect new lip for me. If I want it to be a little brighter to make more of an ombre, I just add a little more to the center and just blot it. And then finally, I just take a little more of that setting spray and I just finish everything off. Again, this is the Morphe new luminous setting spray, and I'm just setting that all over, fanning her down, fan me down, fan it all down, fan me down, making sure my lashes are still in place, but they are, because I don't play them type of games. And that is it. Look, oh, ow, look at her. Who is she? Hello, she is me. That's who she is. Y'all, I really love how this look turned out. I'm so glad that I'm trying to be a little bit more adventurous. Like I said, green is not a color I typically go to, but I adore how this came out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Keep your eyes out for more videos from me. Tell me what kind of songs you like. I may sing them soon, but that's it for me. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye, sweet loves.